Good morning, everybody, and thanks for being with us here on Mile High Living. I'm Gina Bellich. Well, summer is here, and if you're like me and maybe trying to get all of your household chores done before fall, you're not alone. Jimmy Keys, owner of Gutter Helmet, is here to tell us how never to clean your gutters again. I know firsthand because I had this too, which is awesome. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
This is so good. Let's talk about this. How does this work?
So Gutter Helmet is a low-profile, heavy-duty cover. It's going to mount directly over the top of your existing gutter. This is a typical gutter. This is what 90% of my customers have, is a K-style gutter, just like this, 5-inch. Gutter Helmet will attach right over the top of that gutter. It'll attach over the top of any of those gutters, right? Wonderful. It's going to attach with these heavy-duty brackets right there like that, and then what's going to happen is that water is going to hug the bullnose, it's going to reverse direction, it's going to drop down inside of a clean gutter. The debris is going to go off to the ground. So you don't have to worry about climbing up on a ladder, getting up there to try to mess with all that unky junky stuff that gets in these gutters.
Now, people might think that it's not really a sexy topic to talk about. Like, why is it important to really have clean gutters? It's up there, I don't have to see it. It's out of sight, out of mind. But it really is important to the integrity of your home, isn't it?
Yeah, how do we make gutter protection sexy? You know, that's a really good, that's a good question. How do you make it
I'll tell you how you do it, by not spending thousands of dollars on improvements by
Exactly.
water.
Because water is so, we love water. Water's fantastic. We can't exist without water. But when you don't control water, water finds its way into bad places. It can end up rotting out your fascia, getting into the soffit, creating mold and mildew inside the house. Really nasty stuff. It can get down and crack foundations, create flooded basements. Thousands and thousands of dollars of damage occurs when you simply don't control the water. These gutters were designed to be a big trough and catch all that water and move the water away from the foundation. Guess what? They also catch all that debris and all that stuff that comes out of the trees. And some people think, well, it's just in the fall, right? No, these trees are shedding all the time. Pine needles are shedding all the time. The leaves are, the hot sun gets out there, all of a sudden a tree gets a little distressed. Yeah. Next thing you know, wind blows and some of those leaves are falling. The spring shed happens. All that stuff lands in these gutters. Now we need to have something to protect those gutters. You've got Gutter Helmet. Go right over the top. Now you don't have to worry about it.
Well, and you also have wonderful, happy customers, and we're going to listen to a couple of them.
Well, we've had Gutter Helmet for several years, and we really appreciate it. 20 years ago, neither one of us would hesitate to get up on the roof and get out leaves and so on, but now we kind of take it easy. We prefer that we not have to clean those gutters.
And I had my doubts about whether it'd work or not, because it is kind of funny that the water goes here and the leaves go here, but it works. I mean,
it really does keep the leaves, and you know, we can see we have trees close to our house, so it keeps all that debris out of the gutters. Well, they've been very helpful with, not only with the Gutter Helmet, but with, you know, any problems we have with gutters. If we need a repair or something, or a modification, they're very cooperative. Well, I would recommend Gutter Helmet because now we don't have to get up on the ladder, and we don't have to, you know, gather the debris as it comes down. So I think it's a lot safer.
Yeah. And I tell people it just works.
I want to get to that safety issue here in just a second, but first let's talk about the great deal you have for everyone.
Yeah, you can save 20%. It doesn't matter if you're going to buy it for one section in the back of the house, in the front of the house where you have a tree, or if you're going to buy it for the whole house. We're going to come out, we're going to give you the best solution, we're going to provide you an estimate for that, and you're going to save 20% off that estimate.
That is wonderful. Now back to the safety. Getting on a ladder for a lot of people might not be a big deal. I, for one, hate it. I don't want my parents on ladders. It can also be, you can really hurt yourself, kill yourself even, if you're not super safe on it. You don't have to worry about that if you have this.
You have to be so very careful. The ladder is just one of those things when people get up there, and especially as you've not done it in a while, and you get up there and you're like, you know, a little unstable, a little uncertain. And by the way, you probably set it on the ground, not on a stable surface. You know, you've got a little bit of it propped up, maybe a board under one side or a rock or something, and the next thing you know, you're way up in the air and you're thinking, okay, it's a long way, I don't want to climb all the way back down, so I'm going to just reach a little further. And what happens is you overextend, now the ladder moves away from you, and there's nothing to save you. You're going to go down, and it is just such a bad situation. We've had people call and say, hey, I guess I should buy Gutter Helmet now. my husband just fell, or somebody just had a bad accident. And the statistics show that a lot of people, they don't even get a chance to go home again after a fall like that. It's just sad. It's not necessary. You get gutter helmet, you're never going to clean your gutters again.
Okay, now when you came out to my house, you gave me a couple of options for colors, and you're not just stuck, like for instance this color here, right?
Absolutely. We've got a variety of colors. We're going to try to coordinate the best we can with your application and your purpose, so that you can choose a color that looks good and is very appealing.
Don't really even know it's there.
So you don't even see it.
Yeah.
You don't even really notice it. You have to go looking for it. You know, it's funny. I was at a lady's house the other day, and she asked me, she said, well, could I see what it looks like? And I said, well, yeah, let's just step out on your porch. And she said, what? And I said, yeah, your neighbor across the street. And she goes, oh my goodness,
I can't see it.
I've been living here for this long, and I never even knew that was there.
That's what you want, Jimmy.
That's
All right,
exactly.
here you go. 303-298-8888 today. Call that number. Fantastic savings. 20% off. This offer is only available for a limited time, so you can act right now by calling 303-298-8888 or visit gutterhelmetdenver.com. They paid for today's segment.